Hey y'all, I'm Fana Easter. It's time to do our second part on teaching your dog to come to you. Your homework last week was to, of course, watch segment 1 video and teach your dog to stop, drop, puppy, puppy, puppy. I know you didn't cheat. You waited 7 days before you actually came back to view this second segment. And by now, your dog or your puppy, when you stop, drop, and say puppy, 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 your dog is turning around and spinning right back to you. Okay? You've been practicing in the house. You have been practicing outside on leash. And now it's time to add a little bit of what I call distance and a little bit of movement. Again, what we're doing right now is that we just built that foundation on the come behavior, okay? So now we have this nice, solid cement foundation, and from there with the behavior, we're gonna start to build the walls of it. So next thing we're gonna do is we're actually gonna add a little bit of distance, and we're gonna make it fun. I'm going to practice with one of my dogs here, and we are inside, so I welcome you to my home because it's like 8 million degrees outside in Nashville, Tennessee. So if we look a little warm, I apologize. It's the South, and that's just the way it is. So, okay, so back to teaching your dog to come to you with different distractions and even just some distance. One thing is, when I add a distraction is something that's more likely, it's before we're just doing stop, drop, puppy, puppy, puppy. What we want to do is something a little bit different, is add some movement in it. What I like is that I like to run away or move far, fast away from my dog, because there's something about movement with dogs. I'm sure you've seen when they've watched squirrels and certain things scurry across. There's something about that fast movement. Dogs hunt. I mean, that's just what they do. That movement, they're in tune to it. So why not use it to our advantage? So what I like to do is call the dog to me and then move really fast away, call the dog to me, move away, call the dog to me. I'm going to show you guys how to do puppy ping pong game, and that'll be your third series, and you'll see a little bit more about that, and you can kind of add this in your home, especially if you live alone and you want to teach your dog how to come to you while you're moving. And honestly, it's a game to them. It's a game. And I always say the best thing to do is call your dog. If your dog is like, oh, but there's a distraction there that we've never worked with, and I don't know, it's a zebra in your driveway. Okay, I'm making it up. But just to say, they've never seen this, so the best thing to do is actually run away. And the movement of you moving away seems way more interesting than whatever that is there. So I'll kind of demonstrate this with you with Sobek, so you can kind of see what I mean about the movement piece. This also works, Fana tip. This also works really good for loose leash walking too. So. Also, many of you guys are asking, when do I add the cue? When do I add the cue? All right, I'll show you. Again, the first thing we want is we want the behavior. The puppy, puppy, puppy is what's getting your dog to come to you, okay? Or the clapping, whatever it is that you've chosen. What I want you to do is the minute that your dog, when you say puppy, 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 your dog starts moving back towards you, I want you to say the cue, come. It could be here, it could be zucchini, spaghetti, it does not matter. That word means this behavior. That's all you're teaching. So I use come or here, and what you're doing is you're actually teaching the dog to come to you, right up to you. As a really good friend, Debbie Kendrick, told me, come is a place. All right, puppy, puppy, puppy is the distractor to get to them to you, and come is a place. And that is right up here, right here in front of you, all right? So you can use food if you need to get them right there. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna demo this with Sobek so you can see a little bit what this is like. Again, anytime you're teaching a new behavior and you're adding something in the mix, you wanna make it a little bit easier so that behavior doesn't fall apart. All right, so, all right, we're gonna give it a go. Okay, so now we're gonna go ahead and we're going to start on segment 2. And this is adding a little bit of distance and a little bit of even some distraction into teaching your dog to come to you. I'm gonna use Sobek, and first off, the way I'm gonna teach him to come to me is Yay! Okay, so what we're gonna do is, and I'm gonna take my shoes off so I don't fall down, is I'm gonna actually move. Good boy! And what I do is I actually say the word come, and then I click as he follows me. All right, we're gonna move a little further back. Come. Good boy. Come. Good boy. Come. Good boy. Come. Yay! Good boy. This is where you teach them to come. Come. Good boy. Yay! I have a really bad habit of saying the cue, come, because I get excited, but you want to say it once, so let me show you. Yay! Good boy. He was a little hesitant there because it's a little slick on the floor, but you got to get the idea. You see the fast moving and stopping, fast moving and stopping. And I'm not squatting down as much now because we're actually working on me standing still and being able to call my dog to me. Yes? Good boy, Smooch. Okay, that's a little bit of that one. All right, I'm back. So you actually get to see how to add a little bit of distraction, a little bit of distance. Before, we stopped, dropped, puppy, 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 and then we fed the dog, had the happy, yay, you came to me, dance, and then we ended the behavior. Now, what we're doing is a little bit different, is that we're standing, puppy, 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 and when the dog comes to us, as they're coming to us, we say, come, the cue. As they're coming to us, click, treat, all right? Remember, as I said earlier, the cue come is not, as Debbie Kendrick says, it's not a verb, it's more of a place. This is where you need to go, all right? When I teach my dog to come to me, I like them to be right here in front of me. In the obedience world, we call this a front. You'll see. Also, too, you can feed your dog, boom, 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 here, too. So also too, puppy, puppy, puppy. They turn around, they look at you, they're coming. Come! As they're coming closer, click and treat when they get to you. All right? Move quick, move fast, move around, get the kids involved. And maybe I would say by day 5, if you have children, you can have the children outside practicing also too. And you can even have children playing in the background. But again, we want to make sure it's at home and it's in your backyard. And if you're in your backyard, they're on a leash. Just to make sure that all of a sudden you say come and they see a squirrel and they're gone. Still building that behavior. We're building the walls. We don't have the roof on yet. Okay? So I want you to practice this. Moving, having fun, standing, getting them to come to you and adding the cue. If all of a sudden your dog's like, I'd rather go and look at whatever that is over there, that's telling me that you need to up your reinforcer. You need to have a better treat. All right, pay them with a $100 bill instead of pennies. Think of it that way. Also, too, lots of high, happy energy. A lot of times I see dogs that are kind of shut down, maybe fearful, not sure of what's going on. The minute the owner goes, oh, yay, the dog's like, oh, okay, it's not that big of a deal, or I did really good. They really like that sound. It's exciting to them. And clapping, all that good stuff too. So, all right, you can practice. I will see you back in 7 days, all right? And from there, we'll start practicing outside. And we'll try either with the leash, and then we'll actually take the leash off and see how that goes, all right? Happy training. And again, I'm Fana Easter. All right, I'll see you in 7 days. Bye.